So this your boy Karl Kirk, and I'm coming to you again about love. So now the last time we were talking about we have to learn how to love ourselves. We know that that's very important. But then additionally, I told you that you needed to go out and do stuff for yourself, with yourself, and by yourself. So I hope you went out and did those things. If you did not, go back to video 1 and get to doing those things. But if you're ready for video 2, here we go. So there's some other things we got to do when we show that we love ourselves. As you can see, that your boy Karl Kirk ain't on what he should be in the weight room, right? So even me, I'm going to challenge myself as we all begin to walk this walk together. I'm going to challenge myself in the weight room. I'm going to challenge myself in the gym. I'm going to challenge myself to get out and be more active. Because you feel better when you're a healthier person. It doesn't mean that you have to necessarily be losing weight. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to look like anybody else, but we do have to be healthy people. Being healthy is a way of showing that you love yourself. When you love yourself, you want to take care of yourself and give yourself the best opportunity to live the most fullest life that you can. So being healthy is definitely number 1 on our list. Number 2, what we got to do. Number 2, we have to make sure that we put a priority list as to what are the things that we want to change in our life. When I look at myself, I know some things that I want to change in my life. I know I want to have a successful business. I know I want to write books. I want to write plays. I want to do movies. All of these things I'm currently doing. I'm actually about to drop 3 new books right now that are coming out. And I'm already working on promotions and different things that I have to do. So these are things that I'm having in my mind. These are the things that I want to do. So what I want you to do is, because we all are different, I know you have your own priorities. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down your priorities. I want you to at least write down 3 priorities, 3 things that you trust in that you can get done. And I want to help you and walk you through those particular things. So here's one thing that you have to do. We're going to have to put those things in 1 month to 6 month plans. Then we have to put those things between 1 year and 5-year plans. Now, in all 3 plans that we have, we want to put them in those areas. We don't want to do anything outside of that. So what we have to do is we have to prioritize those things. We'll prioritize those things from 1 to 5. So what we're going to do is open ourselves up to failing sometimes. Sometimes you're going to fail when you try to do these things that you're going to write down. But whenever you fall, you got to get right back up. You have to continue to get up every single time. You cannot get to a place where you don't get up. The biggest thing I always tell everybody, I tell you guys, is you got to get up. That's the word. Every day in your life, you want you to say to yourself, get up, get up, get up, get up. If you keep that in your mind, if you keep that hope in your heart, you're going to always get up and you're always going to accomplish things. But the time that you sit down and the time you give up is the time that things start falling apart on you. You don't want things to fall apart on you. You never want things to fall apart on you. So you got to keep yourself going. You got to push yourself in everything that you do. So what I wanted to tell you guys today is that we really just got to focus in. I want to really hit these priorities the right way. So the main thing that you guys got to do, like I said again, you got to write those 3 things down. But past doing those 3 things down, this is where I want to step in. This is where I want to help you. This is where I want to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve. This is the way we're going to do it. When you write those particular things down, every day you're going to be focused on those things. So what is it that you want to do? Like I said, I'm dropping 3 books this week, man, and I'm so proud of that. But it did take a lot of time, and it was a lot of times I quit when I was writing those books. There's a lot of times where life just happened, problems happen, situations happen, things are always going to happen. That's life. And so what we do is we just got to step up and got to kind of push ourselves to stay focused on our goal. And once you finish your goal, man, the feeling that you have, when I finished writing one of the books that I really wanted to write is called High School Really Sucks. And the book is so powerful, and the book has a strong story. It's a fiction book, but it has a storyline behind it. But I had to just push myself. And when I finally finished the book, and then when I finally found the right publisher, and the publisher sent me quite a few different book covers, and all the book covers that they sent me, I didn't like those book covers because I had worked so hard on that book. I didn't accept that. So what I did is I actually went and found somebody who just does book covers. And when I went and found that person who just does book covers, man, they made me an extremely nice book cover for my book. And so now the book is coming out. I'm already signing up for different book fairs. I'm already signing up for different things that I have to do. But the thing is that when you set your priorities straight, you got to push yourself and you got to do what you got to do. I'm doing podcasts with people, doing all kind of different things. But the thing is that if you don't prioritize what you're doing, everything is going to just fall apart on you. What you're going to do is find yourself back in the rat race with everybody else. And so that's why your boy Karl Kirk is trying to tell you that you got to step up. You got to do things. You got to change your life. And if you don't change your own life, if you don't step up and do what you need to do for your own life, nobody else is going to care. There's 6 billion people on the earth, and they're mostly worried about themselves. So this is why you got to always break into interaction with other people in order to have a connection to those people. So that's what I'm doing as your boy Karl Kirk. That's what I want to do for you. That's what I want to speak into your life. Because there were times in my life where I wish somebody would have spoken to my life. There was times in my life where I wish I had a father, wish I had a mother. Didn't have those things growing up. But you don't cry about those things. You don't sit there and whine about those things. You got to get up and you got to do something about those things. And the thing that you do is you got to get up and focus on, hey, these are some goals that I have. These are some dreams that I have. And you know what? I'm going to make them happen. Why are you going to make them happen? Because you know how many lives you get? You get one. And if you don't make your life happen in this one life, that's it. Time out. All over. And it's good. We love our families and we want to be a part of our families. And sometimes we do have to take a break from fulfilling our own dreams to working on our family and doing the things for our family. And you want your family. But at the same time, you have to have fulfillment for yourself. When you don't have fulfillment for yourself, you don't give the right energy over to your family. You give a negative energy because the truth is that you got to pretend to be happy. It's hard to pretend to be happy. It's hard. Listen to your boy. So what you got to do is you got to step up and you got to do the things right that need to be done. Even me, man, I had a guy, he was doing my videos for me and different things like that. And I kind of find out the guy just getting busy and busy. So I'm looking for another person. But in the meantime, even I've used my daughters on this video and I had to do some magical editing for it. But even what I decided to do is if I have to record myself, I'm going to get that motivation out to you. I'm going to do what I have to do. And one day, man, I'll have a full-time video person who can walk around with me so that I can pass my message on. But in today's life, what I have to do is I have to do what I have to do to make sure that I'm moving forward with the goals that I have written down. And I have a lot more than 3. I have 300. And I got that from Steve Harvey. But what I want you to do is I want you to focus on 3. Because if you can focus on 3 goals that you want to reach, 3, and write those things down and let your boy Karl Kirk help you if you need help. If you don't need help, you got it, then that's good. You know what I'm saying? Go help somebody else because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people. And so basically what I'm trying to do is talk to people and help them to get where they want to go based on the dreams that they have. I believe that the dreams that you have a purpose, and I believe they're part of your destiny. But the biggest issue that we have is that we fall apart from people. We begin to get connected with people who don't really understand why we're chasing our dreams. And when you begin to talk to people about your dreams, they'll begin to tell you, yeah, you know what, I had a dream too, and I thought about these things too. And the major thing that really happened in my life is I had to eventually just give up all those dreams. Those people are not going to help you get where you're going. One thing about it is I started a business, and when I first started my first business I ever started was working with a major builder. But when I went there to start working for the major builder, the only job they gave me was to put out the signs pointing to people where the house was, where they were building new homes. The other thing they let me do eventually is they started allowing me to cut the grass in front of the main building where people were coming in to sign contracts and different things for the houses. Most people would have said, well, you know what, that's not the opportunity. Well, not only was that the opportunity, let me tell you, I had a lawnmower, a little red lawnmower. I had a little red weed eater. That's all I had to work with. I kept working with this home builder, kept working with him. Eventually, you know what happened? I ended up buying a truck. I ended up hiring a tractor guy. I ended up doing I did 60 homes, the landscaping for those homes. And now every now and then, not often as I used to in the beginning, but I'll go by those particular houses and look and see that I planted those trees. I did that grass. I planted those plants. Well, apparently they may have changed the plants by now, but the point you get is I started out with a little red Hyundai, a little red lawnmower, and a little red weed eater. And I ended up making so much money that I was able to buy me a brand new truck. I was able to have people working for me. I was no longer doing any of the work myself. I had people putting the signs out for me, everything that I was doing before. But the thing is that it started out so menial. It started out to a point where most people, if they looked at it, they'll say, well, you know what? There's no opportunity here. There's an opportunity, but we have to start from the bottom. When we start from the bottom, we begin to learn what it is that we should do. You need to go from the bottom so that you understand what the other people are going through. I made sure then that I was bringing out water and different things to the guys who were doing work. Why? Because I remember what it was like when I was there doing the work. So the next thing is that I started to grow. Even I was doing so well there, they were offering me another subdivision to do. Now, things happened in my life, and I ended up not, staying focused on that as I should have. I would have stayed focused. There's no telling where I'd be right now with that company. But hey, that happened. I learned my lessons, moved on to different businesses. I got contracts with Lowe's. When I got contracts with Lowe's, man, I had made so many different mistakes with those guys, because working with people and the fences and different things like that. And when I first started working with them, people were saying so many bad things like, hey, you're going to barely make any money when you do these fences and these decks. And it was true. When I first started doing those decks and stuff, I was making like just a few $100s over what it was costing to have guys working and everything like that. And at the end, it seemed like, that was ignorant to keep holding on. Right now, today, I still have contracts with Lowe's 4 years later. So what happened? I didn't give up, and I pushed on and I pushed through. So now I even installed generators for them. So what did I learn? I learned that you have to keep pressing through. You have to keep working the thing through. And if you keep working whatever you're dreaming about, one day your dream is going to come true. But a dream doesn't come true if you don't put anything, no effort into it. If you're not putting any effort in it, basically there's nothing that can happen different from what you're already doing. Listen, you got to get up. You got to get up. I always say get up. Why do I say get up? Because most times in our lives, something has put us down. Something has made us fall apart. Something that has caused depression in our life. Some things have caused us to feel like we were dependent on somebody and they didn't come through. That's okay. It's all right. Give that up. Let that go. Because in the end, what happens is we have to begin to learn to fight and fight for ourselves. When we learn to fight and fight for ourselves, when we learn that our dreams aren't something that we just thought of because there was nothing else to do, it's not us just daydreaming. It's not us just coming to a place or just tired of where we are. You have a higher purpose. But the thing is if you think day 1, day 2, day 3, month 4, month 5 is going to be easy, it's not. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be things that are going to come your way. There's going to be reasons for you to quit. But you cannot quit. You got to keep getting up. You got to keep getting up. But let me tell you, every time I have looked at this thing, every time I have observed this thing, I keep getting up and I keep seeing that the longer I stay something, the more I'm learning about it, the better I am at it, and that I'll even make it through the rough times. And believe me, through every business I've had, every book I've wrote, every relationship I've been in, it's always been some rough times. There's been times where I wanted to quit 3 or 4 times over. There's been times where I wanted to settle, just go get a job, chill there, and just wait for retirement. But that is not what my destiny was about. That's not what I was dreaming about. And those are the things that you can't just give up. Man, I felt so good when I wrote the books. I felt so good when I just released my new song. I feel so good when I'm working on movies, that I've been in movies. I had to go and push my way into those things. I had to go in there and learn about those things. I had to learn, and I'm still learning. And the thing is the more I learn, the more I can do, the more I can execute on my dream. But here's the point. You have to begin to take the steps towards your dream. What is it that you're dreaming about? Your boy Karl Kirk, like I said, I want to help you get there, but I can't help you get there if you don't let me help you. But you got to have the mindset that those first steps are going to be tough. Those first steps are almost there to make you quit. But if you don't quit, And if you keep going through, even if it seems like you're a failure, even if it seems like for whatever reason in those situations that you're not the right person for the job, that you need to quit and just stick to where you are. And you're going to have people say that. And then I know there's always a burning something in our heart to want to share things with other people. Let me tell you, one thing T.D. Jakes said is in some cases you can't tell nobody you're having a baby until you had the baby. And what am I saying? I'm saying that your dream is a baby. Your dream, and you care about that child, and you care about that dream. And when you care about that dream, you have to guard the dream. You have to protect the dream. And protecting the dream means you can't share it with everybody. Let me tell you what I have found about when you try to fulfill a dream. There's two things. There'll be one person who will try to talk you out of the dream. And then there'll be another person who will try to steal your dreams. And it's crazy because it's almost equal on the amount of people you'll find for either situation. But it doesn't matter. Life is full of things like that. Even if somebody brings you a good idea, you might want to take it too. I just came out with a new fashion. I just came out with a new skirt that I created. And I'm hoping to drop that to you guys and show you what it is. But I'm not going to say anything right now because the baby ain't ready. So what I got to do is I have to do all the things I have to now and to promote that. And once that thing is solidified and once that thing is solid, I'm going to drop it on you guys. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And even now I found somebody who can design any type of clothes. Design, when I'm saying design, I'm not talking about putting your name on a t-shirt. I'm not talking about putting your name on something that already exists. I'm talking about creating something that has never been seen before. That's what I believe you're capable of doing. I can help you with those type of things. The other thing is you have to put in the legwork. On my books, I want to sell 1 million books. Well, in order for me to sell 1 million books, I'm going to have to do some work. I'm going to have to go to book signings. I'm going to have to go to book fairs. I'm going to have to be hitting people up on social media. I'm going to have to create social media. I'm going to have to pay people to promote. These are the things that I'm going to have to do. And even though I may not have the money that some of these other big writers have, I do have the ability to put in the legwork where they have the money to just pay for certain things to happen. We equalize ourselves by doing hard work in place of where we don't have money. You don't abandon a dream because you don't have enough money. You abandon nothing because you don't have money. If you don't have enough money, that doesn't mean necessarily you have to make the money. There's other things you can do to still get the word out, to still get the finances to do the things that you want to do. But what I do want you to do is, it's your boy Karl Kirk. I'm almost about to shut this thing down. This is about loving yourself. You have to keep your principles. You got to keep those 3 things. I love you, and I'll see you at the top. Get up.